Uni, we're gonna give advice to these dumb bimbos. Come sit with mommy. Come sit with mommy. I guess not. Hello ladies and genitals and non-binary people. My name is Zara and today I'm gonna give you life advice, love advice, career advice, anxiety advice, everything advice. So this week I had no idea what to film for YouTube, so I decided to ask you guys on Instagram what you guys want to watch, and a lot of you guys said that you guys want advice. So I'm here to give you advice to things that you guys actually asked. And my cat is acting like a fucking crackhead. Get some more. No. First question. I'm 24 and I have all that I need and more, but I also feel sad. I can't say why, I'm just sad and worried. So, first of all, you're 24 and it's okay. You're still discovering yourself. I feel like it's pretty hard to fully have your shit together by the age you're 24. And the fact that you feel like you have everything, girl, kudos for you, because like I'm 27 and I'm still trying to figure out my life. I don't feel like I have everything together. So it's a first step into thinking like, okay, I'm not so much of a fuck up, because I know 24-year-old or even people that are in their 30s that are complete fuck ups and have no idea what they're doing with their lives. So kudos to you. Let's start there. Second of all, the fact that you think that you have everything is something, okay, this is a little controversial. This is something that I think that we were taught to have a false sense of security, and that is to think that we have things, we own things. We don't even know if we're gonna be in this earth tomorrow. The roof over our heads is not guaranteed. Our health is not guaranteed. Our whole life is not guaranteed. So the fact that you think you have everything is a false sense of security, and that is already a good enough reason to appreciate it and acknowledge that, okay, this can be taken away from me. Last but not least, stupid bitch. Stop. Last but not least, I think it's part of the human being race to never be fully content with everything that we have. I feel like, okay, there's a double-edged sword here. I think that is a good thing, because in a way, that's why humanity constantly evolves, because we're always striving to have the best and have more. If it wasn't for that peculiar characteristic from human beings, we would still be living in caves, and life wouldn't have not evolved to what it is nowadays. But at the same time, it is a double-edged sword, because it will always leave you feeling like empty. Something is never really clicking. And I think this is totally connected to also to finding our life purpose. And have you ever asked yourself, why do you do the things that you do? Why do you have the dreams that you have? Do some deep soul searching into finding what sets your heart on fire. I've been reading this book by Oprah, and I was shocked. I was shocked when she said she had the most successful show, all the money in the world, all the fame, everything she wanted. Like, everyone and anyone knows Oprah, okay? She's a legend. And still, she wasn't feeling fully content. And she asked herself, am I really doing what's right for my soul? Am I really following my life path? And she found out that no, that wasn't what she was really meant to do. So she shifted her focus, and I'm thinking that Miss Oprah feels good now, I guess. I don't know. But that's what I read from the book. It's really important to ask yourself, why are you doing the things that you do? Why do you get up in the morning? What sets your heart on fire? I did that within myself. And I can safely say that a lot of us sometimes forget to ask ourselves, like, why? Why is this even a thing? Also, about life purpose, I need to tell you guys something. Our life purpose is never the same. It's always changing. So you will have to always do that soul-searching exercise time and time and ask yourself, is this really right? Is this really what I want to do? And use that as your fuel to keep going. Living alone before marriage, is it worth it? So, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the best person to answer this, because I never lived alone with my husband before we got married due to cultural reasons. I have super old school parents, and I've seen both scenarios. I've seen cases like mine where living after marriage was pretty chill, transition was pretty chill. I've been with Diogo for 7 years, and I feel like the key to knowing if you're good to live with someone is how you guys communicate, the mutual respect you have for each other, because that's really important. Knowing how to communicate with each other, respecting each other's boundaries when you're sharing a space. I feel like it's the major like key to successfully living with someone, and adapting to each other's ways of living, because there's never gonna be someone that does exactly the things that you do. And it's about like, okay, I am this way, but I'm gonna adapt to what you are, and you are gonna adapt to what I am. You need to find like a common ground. So do I think it's worth it? I honestly don't really know. You need to see the type of partner you're with and the type of relationship dynamic you have with them. And that goes for everything. I've seen people that are best friends living together. In the end, they were not best friends anymore, or they did not work out, again, because probably communication was failing, mutual respect was failing. So how to ignore judgmental aunties. This is a question I got a lot. So first of all, when I was a teen, I used to react immediately. I used to be like, no, you don't know, you don't tell me how to live my life, da, 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 da. Quickly to realize that now that I'm an adult, it's a very cultural thing. The most you can do is say jazakallah, inshallah, make dua. Whenever they tell you, when are you getting married? You just say inshallah. You don't say I'm not right. You just say inshallah, one day, make dua. Honestly, the amount of times I had to fight myself to not throw shade and be like, but wait, are you happy in your marriage? Are you my cat's on crack today. But the amount of times I had to bite my fucking tongue to not ask them, but wait, are you that happy in your marriage that you want everyone to get married, everyone around you to get married? Or are you that miserable in your marriage that you want everyone around you to be as miserable as you are? I felt like saying shit like that multiple times. But my mom raised me better than that, so I never did. Probably did one time, I don't know. But how to ignore, it's just something that you have to realize. There's nothing and no one that you can control but yourself. And are you really gonna waste your time being mad over someone that doesn't even fucking know you? No. How to deal with family criticism. Okay, this is a hard one because I feel like I go through the same as well. And you would expect your family, in the perfect little world, you would expect your family to be your most supportive group of people, but that's not always the case. Unfortunately, sometimes your family can be your worst enemy, and their criticism, you have to realize that their criticism, their fears are projecting. They're projecting. Whenever they criticize you or tell you that you can't do it or that's not gonna work, you need to realize that they're projecting their feelings and their fears onto you. I had to do that internal work myself and realize that my parents, my siblings, they don't mean wrong. They're just afraid. In their heads, they think that they can never do it, so they think I can never do it. But in my head, I know that I can do it regardless of whatever my family says. And it's just about, like, honestly, just live your life. So I don't give a fuck about what anyone has to say, even my family. Move on. Next question. What cat food brand you give to Uni? So she is a princess in this household. She's the queen of the fucking household, so I give her royal canon because, again, she's a royal. Alone in a big city, how to survive. Ooh, okay. Girl, I remember the first time I tried to use an ATM, I tried to catch the bus, I tried to catch the metro, I tried to navigate towards life in a big city. I come from a really small town, very sheltered, and I can tell you one thing. Remember all of our ancestors, I'm talking about me, my ancestors left India to Mozambique with no technology, no promise. Then they would go back to their country and see their families. They just packed their shit and they left. And so many of our ancestors did the same. They just packed their shit and they left to bigger cities in a pursuit for a better life. So think about how they did it. They did not have technology. You know what? Sometimes we don't understand that these things are not just for mindlessly scrolling. These things help us in a lot of things on our daily lives. If you're living in a new city, a big city, and you don't know how to speak the language, install Duolingo, there's Google Translate, there's maps, there's every sort of information that you need on this thing, so make it useful. So that's one way to help you navigate and survive in a big city. And last but not least, I just feel like habit. You live and you learn. I mean, listen, a lot of times I felt stupid. I didn't even know how to use an ATM. Okay, and acknowledge that you're not stupid. You just don't know how to navigate in a big city, but you'll learn. Everyone does eventually. So don't be so hard on yourself. You can do it. I'm pretty sure that a year from now, you're gonna be looking back at this video and thinking like, oh my god, I'm such a city girl now. That was me back in the days. Look at me now. What to do when you're anxious? So when I'm anxious, what do I do? I don't know. I feel anxious just answering to this question because I don't feel like there's like a specific way that I deal with my anxiety. There's some days that I allow myself to just relax and take the day off if I have nothing important to do. And there are days where I just really try to shift my focus and do something productive, even if that's going out of the house, getting dressed, doing my makeup, doing my outfit, going out of the house, finding something productive to do. That's how I deal with my anxiety, because I feel like my anxiety spikes when I feel like I'm not being productive or I'm not doing enough or I'm not resting. It's like that. And some days I just remind myself to breathe. I feel like a lot of us forget how to breathe, but do it with me right now. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Look how good that makes you feel instantly. Breathing is the best fucking thing. I can tell you what to do. Sometimes we're not even aware that we need to breathe. So we're constantly going about our day and we don't even realize that we need to take deep breaths and release in order to feel better. Next question. I'm very harsh on myself. What to do to make me feel worth it? Listen, girly, listen. The world is already harsh enough, so why the are you wasting your time to be harsh with yourself too? Why? You can be that person that is nice, that is amazing to yourself. So why are you wasting your time being harsh with yourself? Trust. We can go out and there's people that won't like us, that are mean to us. So why the fuck do you want to be one more of that person? You need to love yourself. So realize that you need to be your biggest fan. Love yourself unfucking conditionally. And then maybe you'll start being nice to yourself because you think, oh shit, do I really need to contribute to this bitter world? Do I really need to make my world more bitter, more sad, when there's already people trying to do that for me? No. So be nice to yourself. It's just that easy. When you shift your mindset and think like, okay, you look at yourself in the mirror, you think, okay, even if there's something that you don't like about yourself, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you really do need to realize we be looking at ourselves for a really long time, okay? So that is why we have so much time to point out things that we don't like about ourselves, but you don't really need to be doing that. The world, the world can be mean enough to us, so be kind to yourself because you need to be your biggest fan. Sterilize or not indoor cats? Sterilize always. You don't know the type of little things your cat be eating around the house. You don't know, because trust me, there's a lot of things in the places that we live. Like I have plants, for example. I don't know what the fuck. Winnie's always attacking my plants. I don't know. There was a fly here. Wow, my ADHD is amazing, but I don't know what she putting in her mouth. So always sterilize your indoor cats. Doesn't matter. How to live your single life at its fullest? Okay, so I feel like there's this thing where whenever I see movies or series or whatever, and someone always becomes single, their whole lifestyle needs to change. So you have the single life and you have the on a relationship person life. I've noticed that people around me also put me in that box, like, oh my gosh, she's married now, she doesn't do that. No, it shouldn't be changing your whole fucking lifestyle. I still see my friends, I still do my shit, I still have time to be with my husband, be with my friends. So go out, do my thing. Like, a relationship shouldn't be changing your life, period. And there's also this amount of pressure that people get when they leave a relationship and they're finally single. Everyone's like, oh my god, this is your breakthrough, this is your glow up. Go out, go flirt with people, go on dates, go do this, go do that. It's exhausting. So don't feel bad if you don't have the social battery to live the single life that everyone, including the media, portrays that it should be. You decide how you want to live your life, single or not. So that's it. And let me tell you something, I have a lot of single friends. I'm around a lot of single people. I've had friends that had boyfriends and girlfriends and broke up and became single. And let me tell you, when you're adulting, trust me, girl, you're not really out there like doing a bunch of bullshit every weekend. Trust me, you have bigger things to focus on than doing that. So don't let society lie to you. And don't make your friends or your family feel bad because you're single and you just don't want to do single people thing. Don't be in that box. Don't let anyone put you in that box. Anyway, struggling with career change, doing what you love versus doing what's safer money-wise. Oh girl, I feel like that's the dilemma for a lot of people our age especially, and I was going through the same thing very recently. I did my last makeup artistry client. I stopped. I promised myself that I would fully let go of makeup artistry this year, okay? I had my last client and I was like, I'm done. You know, it goes into this fucking spiral of I need to save money, I need to make money. So you keep accepting these jobs that don't make you happy. Trust me, I understand you, but you need to get to a certain breaking point. With what I've seen with myself and a lot of people is that you need to get into a certain breaking point where you understand that you have nothing else to lose. When you get to that point, trust me, it doesn't matter. It will stop mattering how much money you're making with what you want to do. Of course, you have to live your life and pay your bills, but me, for example, I cut back on a lot of things that makeup artistry provided me, like eating out, doing more shopping. A lot of those things were being paid with my makeup artistry job, and I just had to cut that off and understand that if I'm not doing this job because it's not good for me, I need to cut off on certain things and save more money until I'm stable again with what I want to do. To be honest, full time, I want to be doing YouTube and content creation. It makes me super happy to be doing this, but I can tell you I'm in the same position as you are. I got my check, my second check this year. I made 100 euros in total doing YouTube for 6 months. 100 euros, girl, you know what I mean. But I have nothing else to lose at this point. This is what I want my life to be, so I'm gonna keep on doing it and save on other aspects. Also, the other day I went to an event and I met this lady that used to work in marketing in this company, and she left, and she was telling me that at 40 years old she finally decided to become this holistic healer that helps women with their periods and, you know, all these things. She has a lot of knowledge on that, and she was like, fuck everything. She worked 10 years in the same company. She left and she's like, fuck everything, I'm gonna do this. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. So that's exactly what goes back to my first point. It will come. There's always a breaking point in someone's life, and I'm pretty sure that will happen to you. It happened to me. It happened to a lot of people I know. That's just how human beings work, girl. Trust me. But at the same time, I really advise you to be super aware that you do need to save up. I'm big on saving up. I saved up so much money that I'm secure to know that I don't need to be working for a full year if I don't want to, okay? So you always need to have that security bank with you, because you never know if tomorrow some health issue can rise up, something can happen to you. So I'm really big on, okay, have your fuck it moment, but make sure that you're saving money while you're working in the stupid job that you don't like. So tomorrow, if you want to leave, you still have a safety pillow. Be responsible, okay? Advice and thoughts on long distance relationships. I had one and it went terribly wrong, but that's because my ex was a fucking prick and was cheating on me with multiple women. And nowadays I look at that and I think, okay, wait, I wasted a lot of my life on that long distance relationship hoping that will ever become a thing. You need to understand what is your love language. Mine is sharing an everyday life, sharing everyday experiences. I love doing things with my husband, even if it's just going to the grocery store. Like, I love doing just normal pedestrian shit with my husband. That is my love language. Sharing an everyday life, going to get bubble tea. Physical touch is also my love language. I love knowing that I can hug him at any moment. So it always comes down to, what is your love language? Are you that person that is okay with not having a lot of physical touch? Are you that person that is okay with not sharing an everyday life? You need to ask yourself. Then you'll see if it is for you or if it's not. But for me personally, I think no. I could never do a long distance relationship ever again. Well, Uni is just like chilling. How do you deal with aunties who don't accept the way you look, to the point they say that you need to lose weight, that no guy will marry you by looking like that, and the fact that they don't get tired of repeating the same things? As I said, I don't really care. I don't think I ever cared, like, especially in my adult years. I don't really care. Like, why are you telling me you need to lose weight? Especially like if you're fat. Who the fuck are you to tell me that I need to lose weight? Sis, like, do you understand how some of these situations are so fucking laughable? Please. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, next question. Why is it not okay for most men that we catfish looking totally different with makeup? It's not even X to them. Okay, so this question was sent to me, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really understand what this question is trying to ask, but I'm gonna try to reply it anyway. If you guys understand what this person is asking me, like, please answer it down below. I don't know. I don't really care about what men think. If you think I'm a catfish, like, yeah, I am a catfish. And, like, I'll be the first person to say that I am a fucking catfish. Like, look at me right now. Look at me right now. And look at me when I have my whole shit together. Look at me. Look at me. You gotta be sick of me when I have my shit together, when I look beautiful. I'm the first person to say I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I am a fucking catfish. Who cares? But if you think I'm just that, I'm just a catfish, then let me tell you, you don't know how to appreciate a real woman with a full fucking package, because this personality, this sense of humor, this everything is not for everyone. So yeah, I am a catfish, but I am a catfish with a good heart and with a good personality. And if you don't know how to value that, then who wants to be with you anyway? Opening up a business in Lisbon. I think if you have like a set goal on what you want your business to be, like a set intention and a really nice solid business plan, I think you can open up a business everywhere. You do need to understand that one thing. Opening up a business in Lisbon, it can go both ways. It can go super well and super wrong. If your main target is Portuguese people, let me tell you something. The minimum wage salary, they're miserable here. So it really will depend what type of business you're going for. If it's something that people consume every single day and need it to survive, or if it's something as like clothes or whatever, because you will understand that a lot of young people here and just Portuguese people don't have a lot of money to splurge like people in other countries. It really goes down to what your business really is and what your target audience is. I've seen a lot of people, like foreigners, come to Lisbon and open up businesses and be successful because the cost of life is so low, but obviously their target audience is not Portuguese people. That's all I have to say. How do you deal with the social media pressure about having the perfect life? Cause I don't really try to get it to me. Like, I've met so many people on social media, actually met people that I followed and I idolized in real life, and went out of that conversation thinking like, whoa, they're so cool, but whoa, they're so normal. They're just like me. Even though you think people out here on social media have a perfect life, we're not really showing you guys everything. Right now, for example, you can see my beautiful couch, my cute cat. You can see that I have a nice house, but then you don't know that in a couple of hours I have to go take a family member to the hospital, because I don't show that shit on social media. A lot of people don't show real life, fully real life on social media. We show us. It's really easy to create a persona based on what you want to portray, but trust me, real life shit, it's not really portrayed. So I don't really have the pressure to be looking perfect. I mean, if I had that pressure right now, I'd be in a full face of makeup, a really bomb outfit doing this video. I really give a fuck. I think I'm trying to make content for humans and not content for delusional humans that think that my life is perfect. This question is in Portuguese and it says, namorado no Tinder, o que fazer? I have a friend that now has a son with someone that she met on Tinder, and they're happily married. I know my brother has made one of his best friends on Tinder. I've known people to become really good buddies on Tinder, to fall in love on Tinder. Do I think it's worth it? Honestly, I feel like nowadays, if I haven't met Diogo, I feel like social media and apps are really helpful, because where the fuck do you find people nowadays like you used to back in the days, you know? How do you find people? So yeah, Tinder boyfriend, Tinder girlfriend, as long as they're not a catfish. Have you met with them? Have you had a first date with them? If you did, was it in a place where people were around? Did you not, you need to be careful. You need to have precaution when you're meeting people on Tinder. But at the same time, I really don't think it's like a bad thing. Honestly, nowadays it's so hard to like have an old school love story that it's fine if you're going on apps and dating people there, as long as you meet them in real life, because then that's just stupid. Why would you meet with someone why would you invest your time and date someone that you've never met before? You know what I mean? Anyway, how to deal with a breakup. I don't think there's a specific formula to dealing with a breakup. It's just realizing that some days are good, some days are bad. Healing takes time. It takes inner work, soul searching, inner strength. And you need to realize at a certain point, nothing in this world is more important than you and your happiness. And it needs to come to a point where you understand that your happiness shouldn't depend on anyone or anything. You should be able to make yourself happy and put yourself first. I feel like that's how you get over a breakup. And depending on what happened, if it was a bad breakup or a good breakup, it's finding closure within yourself. I had a pretty bad breakup, never had closure with it, and I needed to realize that nobody's gonna give it to me, so I might as well give it to myself. And then honestly, it makes life so much easier when you stop seeing things as complicated and start realizing that you, us, each one of us is the most important person in our story, in our lives. We are the main characters. So why would I let someone affect that? I design my life. This is my story. I don't give a I'm not gonna change my happiness for someone. First year of uni, and I feel like being alone opposed to making friends. What do? So there's something that I learned with dating an introvert and marrying one and being with them for 7 years. It's okay. Making friends is fucking overrated. And I can safely say that more and more as I'm becoming older, I don't see the reason to have that pressure to make friends everywhere you go. Making friends, you're going to uni to study. If you make friends along the way and if they're good friends, kudos to you. That is a fucking bonus. But what do you really go to uni to do? Study. That's it. Get your degree so you can get a good career. That's it. I understand my husband now because he has the same friends for years and years and years. And for example, he's starting a new job, and the other day he was like, oh, I feel bad because I feel like I'm not making friends and people are always inviting me to go to places and I just don't really want to go. I was like, if you don't want to go, don't go. It's up to you if you relate to these people and you want to be friends with them or not. You don't need to be obligated to make friends to be more socially correct or socially accepted. Just to you. Next question. How do I boost my confidence, not only in the looks department, but also on my abilities and ideas and that sort of thing? Girl, as I said, and as I will keep saying, why would you not want to be that bitch? Your story, okay? Your life story, you're the main character. So when you start seeing yourself as the main character of your story, you'll start having confidence in yourself. Trust. This seems like it's such... I sometimes feel like I'm giving like arrogant vibes, but it's true. Why would you want to be mean to yourself, hun? Like honestly, this world is already bad as it is. Just be nice to yourself. It's really not that hard. Look at yourself in the mirror, train yourself to be nice. And also, I realized that when you think about your inner child, everyone has an inner child. We bring so much more value and care to ourselves because we do have that inner child that needs to be loved and cherished. So be that person for you. Take care of that inner child. Don't let it die. Don't let it be sad, honestly. Also, energy. I'm very big on energy. I'm not going to be here and talking about manifestation and law of attraction and all that shit. But this is something that is scientifically proven, scientifically correct. Einstein has proved that your thoughts, your energy manifests in what you think, your subconscious. So if you think that you're not good enough, it's gonna fucking manifest. It's gonna really manifest, and you're probably gonna attract people around you that will think that you're also not good enough. Everything is intertwined and connected. So you need to start looking at yourself as someone amazing, someone capable, and I'm telling you, your subconscious will catch up. Trust me. And if you don't trust me, just go see Uncle Einstein. He proved it. I don't know how. He proved it. How to avoid measuring your self-worth. How to avoid measuring your self-worth based on productivity. I'm the worst person to reply to this because I'm the same. I feel like whenever I'm not doing something, I always feel like I need to be constantly doing something to feel good. But I also came to realize that I'm only human. I can't be doing shit 24/7. So that's it. You really need to take time off because it will come to a point where you will stop having nice productivity when you're overworking yourself. So it's coming to a point where you can't even do your shit the right way because you're tired. So stop measuring your self-worth with productivity. And understand that self-worth and productivity is not directly linked, okay? We have this phenomenon of the it girl, the productivity YouTube channels nowadays, and honestly, I love them. I love some of them, but I think it's bullshit. Productivity comes in waves. You can't be a super productive person always. Some days you're more productive, some days you're not that productive, and that's okay. That's part of the human race, okay? Let's go. Let's move on. Oh my god, you guys sent me so many questions. Oh my god, I just realized that I've been filming for 44 minutes. This is gonna be a very long video, so I think I'm gonna do a 2-part video with answering your questions because honestly, this is just a very long video. I'm sorry guys. I will answer the next questions because there's still so many. You guys really popped off, like oh my fucking gosh. So I'll do the next questions in the next video. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribing to my channel, and thank you for hearing me and hanging out with me. I love you guys, and just remember, like honestly, life is hard as it is. Just be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself, love yourself, because I love you guys, because you're here and you're helping me. Thank you so much. Bye.